he fell into a trance and saw heaven opened and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creepy things, and fowls of the air. Notice that there were beasts, all kinds of birds, and all kinds of bugs. Verse 13, and there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. While it is wonderful that what this means, a voice speaks to him, isn't it interesting that he calls him Lord, but he doesn't obey what the Lord tells him to do? Now, give me a second. Let me take a drink here. Now, don't miss this. Here is this man who is on this side of the day of Pentecost. He is living in this age of grace when it makes no difference whether you eat meat or whether you don't eat meat. However, Peter is still abiding by the Mosaic system, and he is not eating anything that is ceremonially unclean. He is sincere and honest about it. You know, I had a guy. Well, he may have been a kid on Snapchat the other day when I was promoting the podcast on there. They asked me a question. He said his stepdad was a pastor. So I don't know why he didn't ask him, but he asked me, why do we pray and bless our food before we eat it? Well, this is why. Is because it may be unclean. The creepy crawlies that we eat, that we can eat meat or we cannot eat meat. And so if we pray for our food, that God blesses it for the nourishment of our bodies, so that even though we are living in the day of grace, that and not under the law, but there are things that we eat today that we shouldn't eat, and so by praying and blessing it, then we are following this prescription. We're making it edible for making it clean for us to eat, whether it be lobster, shrimp, which I love, ham, bacon, those kind of things uh, are not kosher. They're not considered clean, and so we tend to eat those things. I wouldn't eat ham or bacon, but I might eat a lamb chop or pork roast. Uh, so by praying over it, it is blessing it, making it clean. So that's what that we are living in grace. Someone may say that he ought to be broad-minded and eat everything. Well, you see that the Lord is teaching him that he is no longer under the Mosaic system and is free to eat anything. Today, the big problem is that some people decide they don't want to eat meat, and then they try to put everyone else under the same system. My friend, under grace, you can eat meat or not eat meat. That is your business. Eating some certain food may give you indigestion, but it certainly will not change your relationship with the Lord. Verse 15, and the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common. What God hath made clean, don't you call unclean. You can eat anything because God has said so. Verse 16. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Peter was left wondering what it was all about.